An intelligence agency essentially works like a nervous system in any nation's defense setup, which is responsible for feeding vital information to law enforcement agencies and armed forces about possible threats to national security. They collect, analyze, and exploit secretive information that is not available to common people to their own advantage. These agencies gather information by various means, including espionage, signal gathering or intercepting, cryptanalysis, and various other methods. Today in this video we will have a look at the top 10 intelligence agencies of the world. Number 1. Central Intelligence Agency, the United States. When the CIA was established by President Harry S. Truman in 1947, its main motive was to mediate foreign policy intelligence and analysis countrywide. Today, it is perhaps the most powerful agency in the United States intelligence community. Most of the organization's resources and manpower are spent on collecting foreign intelligence with a minimal amount of domestic data. The CIA is undoubtedly the most easily recognizable intelligence agency in the world, mostly due to its numerous mentions in international and Hollywood movies. CIA is also one of the heavily funded government organizations in the USA. Historically, the CIA has been involved in many international controversies, including the 1954 Guatemalan coup d'état, political shakeups in Syria, Indonesia, and Congo. Number 2. Secret Intelligence Service, the United Kingdom. The British Secret Intelligence Service, also known as MI6, is among the most respected organization in the world of spies. It was established in 1909 and is the chief of the Secret Intelligence Service and is directly accountable to the Foreign Secretary. It was officially acknowledged in 1994, almost after 9 decades after its initial establishment. The domain of SIS is only limited to entities and people outside the British Isles, unlike MI5. This agency was involved in many big events of history like the Second World War, the Cold War, and many other regional disputes all over the world. Number 3. Mossad, Israel. Israel's Mossad is one of the oldest, most capable, and feared spy agencies in the world. Like the CIA, Mossad is a foreign intelligence agency. Apart from intelligence gathering, Mossad is tasked with conducting counterterrorism and covert operations abroad. In 2017, Mossad started a technological innovation fund, Directorate, for investing in up-and-coming tech startups. The agency has its own counterterrorism units, namely Kadon and Mossad, for highly sensitive missions. Kadon has been described as a group of highly trained soldiers that perform high-profile assassinations and sabotage across the globe. Most of the covert operations executed by Mossad are in the interest of the Jewish community across the world. Number 4. Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, India. It was established in 1968 after the failure of India's intelligence during the Sino-Indian War of 1962. It was a major setback for the Intelligence Bureau. The agency was responsible for the external and internal security of the country at that time. For the prevention of such catastrophic events in the future, the Government of India established Research and Analysis Wing that is completely dedicated to the external intelligence agency. Its responsibilities include monitoring arms and narcotics smuggling into the country, gathering intelligence from foreign nations concerning the national security of the country. The agency had a substantial presence in Afghanistan since the 1990s after the rise of the Taliban when Pakistan backed, and India decided to side with the Northern Alliance, United Front with Randolph providing necessary logistic and intelligence support. Number 5. Foreign Intelligence Service, SVR RF, Russia. The Foreign Intelligence Service of the Russian Federation, or SVR RF, succeeded the KGB as Russia's external intelligence agency after the latter was disbanded in 1991. Its duties include intelligence gathering, conducting strategic and economic espionage, and protecting Russian officials overseas. For over a decade after its formation, the SVR played a more influential role in Russia's foreign policies than its ministry. Reportedly, it was the decisive authority on the transfer of Russian nuclear technologies to Iran. The SVR often works together with Russia's Foreign Military Intelligence Unit, the GRU, for espionage and covert operations in many foreign countries. Number 6. Ministry of State Security, China. MSS, or the Ministry of State Security, is the civilian agency in charge of foreign and domestic intelligence gathering and counterintelligence for the People's Republic of China. Its current structure was established in 1983 following the merger between the counterintelligence branch of the Ministry of Public Security and the Central Investigation Department. It has a significant presence on all 5 continents, and it is considered one of the most influential and powerful intelligence agencies in the world. The agency is notorious for its unconventional and aggressive intelligence gathering strategies. The MSS has carried the espionage activities against several host nations in recent years, including the US, where the United States has suffered economic damage of about $300 billion to $445 billion annually due to Chinese economic and cyber attacks. Number 7. Federal Intelligence Service, BND, Germany. The existing Foreign Intelligence Agency of Germany, Bundesnachrichtendienst, BND, was established during the Cold War in 1956 with the help of the CIA. For years after its establishment, BND served as the only gateway for Western spy agencies to closely monitor the Eastern Bloc. Throughout the 1960s-70s, BND was considered the best informed intelligence agency regarding Western Asia, Middle East. Today, the agency is responsible for gathering and analyzing information regarding international terrorism, counterproliferation, as well as drug trafficking and organized crime. Like the CIA, the agency is involved in mass surveillance. Number 8. General Directorate for External Security, France. DGSE, also known as General Directorate for External Security, is considered among the most influential spy agency in the world. It is tasked with counterintelligence and intelligence gathering as well as conducting special operations on foreign soil, and it is directly operated under the French Ministry of Armed Forces. This agency is also specialized in economic espionage like operational information, R&D strategies, and gathering knowledge about intellectual property, techniques, industrial products, ideas, against other countries. DGSR has extensively spied on some of the largest American tech companies throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Over the decades, this agency has been involved in multiple civil wars, counterterrorism, and other operations around the world. Number 9. Inter-Service Intelligence, Pakistan. The Inter-Service Intelligence or ISI, is the foreign intelligence agency of Pakistan. To a large extent, ISI personnel are only recruited from the 3 branches of the Pakistan Armed Forces. ISI is notorious for its aggressive tactics that include psychological warfare and subversion. ISI is one of the few intelligence agencies in the world that have a dominant presence in Afghanistan to date. It played a crucial role in the Soviet-Afghan War in the 1980s by providing necessary logistics and intelligence support to Afghan mujahideen. ISI carried covert operations in India, Libya, Iran, and Iraq. Number 10. Australian Secret Intelligence Services, Australia. AUSIS, or the Australian Secret Intelligence Service, was established in 1952 by executive order as the external component of the Australian intelligence community. Its existence was known publicly for the first time in 1972, almost after 2 decades, when a news report exposed its espionage activities in Asian countries. This agency has been given the task of gathering intelligence from overseas that concerns the country's strategic interests and domestic security. In 2012, during a press conference, the Director General of AUSIS stated that the agency is increasing its foothold in the most volatile region of the world. This is just a precursor to the world of espionage. Do let us know in the comments if you would like us to make detailed case study videos on these agencies. And subscribe to our channel for more such topics.